Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Fellas, I feel this is my lucky day.
Brilliant.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Rankin. It's going to be a fun little day as we talk about top 12 movies about food and the food industry. And also, it also includes like drinks as well. It just all comes into one. I just thought that just is a more steppier title. But I've got a great panel here. I've got Matt Kearns here. Matt, how's it going?
Hello, I'm Notorious Asshole Matt Kearns, and I haven't been on the show in a very long time because every time Malcolm messages me, I always have something else going on, but that's okay. I'm sure absolutely none of you have missed me, but I am a member of this channel. You just can't watch the program that I normally do on this channel.
But also we've got Jordan. Jordan, how's it going?
Well, the same thing with me. Like, probably half the time Malcolm asks me, I have something going on too.
I thought you were like, I'm also a Notorious Asshole.
No, well, kind of, but I did try to find some kind of food-related shirt. I don't have much, but I got my Rice Krispies, and I got some you can't see. They're corn pop socks. Like, gotta have your pops, you know. So hopefully someday they'll make cereal mascots of the movie or something, you know, and we can talk about it. So yeah, but I'm excited to be here.
And I've got a metal KFC bucket.
Ooh, nice! You should use that for popcorn.
I have my
which I'm sure you probably
Star
do.
Wars Coke bottle collection.
Nice.
And my Happy Gilmore Subway stuff.
Oh, nice.
Wait, fuck! Happy Gilmore can technically count. That's how he raises money, right, Malcolm?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I was getting into that. Thanks for the segue there, Matt.
You're welcome. That's I meant to do that.
Yeah.
Basically, how this works, we're actually going to go around in a panel and nominate movies that involve food or the food industry. It has to be like primarily about food. So things like Home Alone, Happy Gilmore stuff, where it's really like a food scene or just this minimal food references, they don't count. It has to be primarily about food.
We're eating junk and watching rubbish, you know.
Talk about a hole in one.
Yeah. But and then we'll each say yes or no. To it, the majority of the yes votes make it able to get on the list. We may have one more person joining us, but they have told me they'll be a little bit late. But Matt, we're going to go to you first.
All right. So the first one I'm bringing up, there were two movies that I immediately thought of when Malcolm asked me to come on here. This is my second choice because I'm playing mind games here, and maybe this will be another Mighty Duck situation. Who knows?
You kind of have to.
But I'm going with The Founder. This is the Ray Kroc story with Michael Keaton about how McDonald's became McDonald's. How it went from a little stand ran by two brothers to a multi-billion-dollar franchise because some middle-aged white guys stole from other middle-aged white guys. No, this is like a fantastic movie. I think Michael Keaton is great. And what I like about it is how, like, when the movie starts, you kind of feel bad for him. He's this traveling salesman who's, you know, kind of like living sale by sale. But then as the movie goes on, he gets more money, he gets more power, he just becomes a jerk. And then you have the McDonald's brothers, played by Nick Offerman, and Margie's husband from Fargo, whose name has three names, and I can't think of one of them right now. But they're great. And yeah, it's
John Carroll Lynch. Sorry.
There we go. Linda Cardellini is also in this, and Laura Dern is also in this. So yeah, great cast. But it's a really interesting movie because, like, I love McDonald's, like a lot of people do, but I don't really know the story of it, and it's very interesting to see the story and to see kind of like how Ray Kroc built it, being kind of a jerk and doing not underhanded stuff, but just kind of like really tying the hands of McDonald's brothers. But yeah, it's a really solid movie. So yeah, The Founder is my first
But
nomination.
Jordan, what do you say about The Founder?
Yeah, the Founder's great. I love the Founder, and yeah, I mean, in the movie they make Ray Kroc a little kind of ruthless, but he's a ruthless businessman just trying to like be the best and like make it to the top. And sometimes that's just the way that business is. You have to run over a few people to get there, unfortunately. But the movie's really great, really interesting. Yeah, Michael Keaton is awesome in it, and yeah, just seeing it like how he brought McDonald's to uh, to basically what it is today. I mean, like kind of like to the modern day, and yeah, it's really good, and yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
And we've also got Richie joining us.
What's up?
Richie, what do you say about The Founder?
Yeah.
The Founder. Oh yeah, yeah, no, definitely. That definitely deserves to be on here. It's a really, really good movie. Yeah, definitely doesn't pull any punches in regards to, you know, kind of making him an unsympathetic character. He's very conniving, very Kroc, very manipulative, and very shrewd businessman, and how he franchised the business. So yeah, and so it's a really solid film. So I would say yes.
Yeah. Funny enough, this would have been my first pick as well, but I think The Founder is great, and I actually saw it for the first time when I was working at McDonald's. And yeah, it was like, and from what I've heard from people who actually sort of have met Ray Kroc before, it's like the portrayal is actually fairly accurate. Like that is how he was.
Malcolm walked into work like, I know all the dark secrets here.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's going to be an easier for me as well. So The Founder is going to make this list. Jordan, we go to you for your first nomination.
Well, I'm gonna go with one that's probably one of the most unconventional picks here, and one that probably most of y'all will say no to, but that's okay because it's a guilty pleasure, and I love it, and I'm proud that I love this movie because it's in my top 64. But I'm gonna go with one that's about a grocery store because behind the scenes I mentioned that there are a couple. And one of the ones I really like is Employee of the Month. That's right. The 2006 movie with Dane Cook where they're working in a Costco, because I just like the back and forth between Dane Cook and Dax Shepard. I think that Harlan Williams great in it, and just a lot of stuff that just makes me laugh. It's got my boy Efrain Ramirez from Napoleon Dynamite, and yeah, they're just in a Costco competing for Employee of the Month. Dax is the one that really cares about it. Dane just does it to get the girl, and it's just fun. It just kind of turned your brain off fun. Like it's got some like just really zany off the wall jokes and stuff, and especially. I always tell people to go check out the deleted scenes or the like outtakes with Harlan Williams because he's so good in it. But yeah, I'm gonna say Employee of the Month. So,
Richie, what do you say about Employee of the Month?
When you talked about it on chat, I had a feeling this is where you were going,
Yep.
so I had a sort of argument prepared. But like, and I don't mind the movie, and like if we were doing like. Top 12 Dax Shepard, top 12 workplace, comedies or workplace movies, just in general. I may be more to it, but this is not like food isn't really don't play a central part really in the film. It's more like the banter between the employees and the, like the kind of back and forth between, him wanting the disconsistency character. So I don't know if it like totally. Tracks this category. Like I'm not gonna be too mad if it makes it, but yeah, because I don't mind the film, but I'll just say no, just because I think there's probably others that are gonna fit this category a bit better.
Well, I mean, they are using like canned meat to gamble in their little clubhouse. he's bribing the guard with the baby Ruth, and then Dax Shepard always has his special little drink he's carrying around. So there is a fair amount in it, but I get your point. Yeah.
Jordan with the pented continued battling for the nomination.
Yes.
Malcolm,
Exactly.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Although I usually tend to do that after it's not put on the list.
Yeah, I mean, look, and it's one of those ones. Like I somehow I figured this might have been where you're going with. I didn't like. I was like, I've got another one that is set in the grocery store, which I'm probably going to bring up at some stage. But yeah, I mean, I still think this does count. But I also don't like the movie, so it's a no.
Yeah, that's fair. I know I'm kind of on an island with that one. But.
Matt, what do you say about Employee of the Month?
There's like 2 or 3 movies all named Employee of the Month, and I haven't seen any single one of them. But I've seen a scene from the Matt Dillon one, and if you know what scene I've seen.
No.
But it's not this one, so I can't say yes. So I say no. Or abstain. Have we introduced abstaining on Rankum yet? No? Okay.
Richie, what is the first movie you're going to bring up?
I'm going to bring up one that should make a list at some point. I'll just bring it up now. It's movie, all about the love of food and how, and trying to, try to keep your passion alive, even if people, will try to break you down, and that is Chef. Chef is a great food movie. It's a great food porn movie. My God, especially like what what's he arguing about the not lava cake, the malt lava cake or whatever it is. He's arguing pretty over that.
Dustin Hoffman, is that what you mean?
It was. He's arguing about like a critic thing he got from some dessert dish, and I think it was Dustin Hoffman. But yeah, and he's just like going off. But yeah, but I love the kind of the passion he has for food, and you just highlight. You feel that this guy, and you feel it's just a kind of like food can be. It's a sort of sweet kind of warm kind of movie, and I just it's one of those ones that you can get go back to, and it's just fun. So Chef.
Ironically, the way you were describing the movie, I thought you were going to go a different route with that, but
I was thinking the same as you, Malcolm. I was like, oh, I know exactly where you're going. This is what I thought was going to be my first nomination, but no.
But yeah, Chef is a great movie. It's been a while since I've gone back to it. I definitely need to go back to it at some stage because I do really like it. I think it's fantastic, so it's an easy yes for me. Matt, what do you say about Chef?
Yeah, I love Chef. The first time I saw this movie, I was starving after watching it, just because of it's not even like so much Jon Favreau like cooking the food. It's like that scene with Scarlett Johansson, if I'm not mistaken, when he's just like in his apartment. I'm just like, God damn it, I'm so hungry. This movie also continues the unbreakable streak of Jon Favreau casting someone way out of his league to be his wife with Sofia Vergara, so that's nice. This is just it's a fun movie, it's a funny movie, and yeah, if you're talking about like a movie about like just loving food and loving cooking, I think you can only slightly do better than this, but at least live action, this is the best one.
And Jordan, what do you say about Chef? This is an easy yes for me because Chef is just a lot of fun, and like the back and forth between like Jon Favreau and John Leguizamo is really great, and the movie just makes you really want to have a Cuban sandwich. Like that's the thing I want after watching this because they look amazing. But just a cool take on it. And where I live, we don't have a lot of great places to eat. I'm in small town Idaho, but we do have a lot of food trucks, and that's like the only place that's like has any decent food around here. So I love me a good food truck, but I'll say yes to Chef.
that chef is going to make the list. And I'm going to bring up one of my sort of biggest stretches for this that I don't know if many people have actually seen as well. But it's a movie called Compliance. Basically, the plot of the movie is about this caller pretending to be a cop, ringing up like various McDonald's around the place, and just sort of saying that this employee stole money, and gets the manager to detain them and do unspeakable acts to it. I don't know if it's based on a true story. It's based on this whole series of like that one for 10 years where someone would call up fast food places, getting them people do things, and just went on for a lot of things. And this is about the case that kind of helped catch the person, and yeah, it was just one of those disturbing movies, and it's just one of those ones like, yes, it is in a way not about like food itself, but it's kind of in line with it, if that makes any sense. So
yeah,
but I bring this up
food adjacent, right?
Yeah, food adjacent. So yeah. I thought I'd bring this up as a stretch. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but Matt, have you seen or heard of Compliance?
Malcolm, come on, you know me. You know my extensive knowledge of film. Obviously, I have not seen this, so I abstain again.
Yeah.
Jordan, what do you say about Compliance?
I'll say that I don't know what that is, and I've never seen it, but I do recognize a couple of the actors in there, Ann Dowd and Bill Camp, but I've never seen it, so I guess I'll have to abstain.
And Richie, what do you say about Compliance?
Compliance is when you obey, when you obey something,
Will you be compliant?
But in the movie Compliance, I heard of it. I've been a fan of Ann Dowd since Bushwhacked. There's a from 1995. She was the mum. But yeah, I haven't seen Compliance. I think it's in the poster. I forgot it was a food movie.
God damn it, Richie! You had the perfect setup, but you didn't take it. Where you're like, I've heard of this movie. Malcolm just nominated it. This is the first time I've heard of this movie, but I've heard of it.
But anyway, but yeah, I just thought I'd bring it up as I do think it is a good movie. I do recommend it. People watch it if you can sign it anyway. But Matt,
Sure.
What is the next movie you're going to bring up?
All right, I'm just gonna bring this one up. That way, it either makes the list or doesn't. But I don't have to have one of these. So you guys remember Richie? His whole explanation about chef. Yeah, we're just gonna replace Jon Favreau with a Ratatouille. Same thing. Amazing movie about like passion for food and the love for doing it, even if no one's in your corner. This movie is just fantastic. I think even if you don't really care about cooking or food or whatever, just if you have a passion for anything, this movie works. It also has a wonderful soundtrack. It's I think one of Pixar's best looking movies. And it's fun. It's funny. Yeah, and who doesn't, and that like last speech by Ego is genuinely speaking, I think one of the finest like monologues, if you want to call it a monologue, like I've heard in film. So yes, Ratatouille. Sounds like rat and patootie. Ratatouille.
But Jordan, what do you say about Ratatouille?
Yeah, Ratatouille is delightful. I mean, I was pretty late to Ratatouille. I probably didn't see it till like 5 years after it was released or something like that, and because I just wasn't sure if I was gonna be really into it. But yeah, the movie's awesome. I wish I would have saw it sooner. And like, who would have thought Patton Oswalt would make a great voice for that? But I mean, hey, that just really worked. And yeah, it's really cute and like heartwarming. But I do have a little bone to pick with the ride at Walt Disney World. 2 times I've been to Disney World and I've tried to ride that Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Both times they were closed, and it's because I chose to make them each time the last ride of the day or night before I left, and so I've never been on that ride, but that's okay. The movie's still great, so yeah, I'll say yes to Ratatouille. And also shout out to Everything Everywhere All at Once. when they do the ratatouille, like the reference there. That's fun. So yeah.
But Richie, what do you say about Ratatouille?
I'm grateful for Jordan and how that he kept talking because I froze being fierce. But I think
There you go.
I think I'm all right. I think I'm coming all right.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I got it all. I mean, yeah, I can see why you would think I was talking about Ratatouille. I get it, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna say yes. But as a general rule, you should not have rats in your kitchen. I will get Gordon Ramsay on your ass.
No, that's
rats
one
in
of
your
the
kitchen.
best like
That is-
jokes in that.
um,
That's one of the best jokes in the movie is at the very end. It's like, yeah, obviously they had to close down. The health inspector saw like 100,000 rats in that kitchen.
Mhm.
Gustos could not survive that.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
If they ever do a Ratatouille,
Absolutely, it's one of my favorite.
keep going, Richie.
I just said it's one of my favorite Pixar movies. So yeah, you go.
Yeah, if they ever do a Ratatouille 2, it's the rats convincing Gordon Ramsay that they're fine to be in kitchens.
Yeah, right. But also
He
gonna
just
say
plays himself.
Brian in the chat, just rub it in that the attraction at Disney is great, and you've been on it because I have not.
But yeah,
Also,
funny enough,
we all know if there is a Ratatouille 2, I don't know how you spell it, but it's got to be like Ratatouille.
yeah, you know it's gonna be that.
Although there never should be a Ratatouille 2. Ever. I'm looking at you, Pixar. Don't freaking do it.
And not a live action one either.
Yeah, no.
Or
Or else I will kill you with this thumb.
Yeah.
Also, it took me years before I learned that's Will Arnett, if I'm not mistaken, is the thumb guy.
But funny enough, Ratatouille also wasn't the movie I was thinking of.
Wow.
What? Well, now we know what your next nomination has to be, Malcolm.
I think I have an idea.
Ratatouille is an easy yes. For me, I think it's great, and yes, but it's good. So that Ratatouille is going to make the list. Jordan, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
So I'm gonna bring up one that may be more unconventional for me because people don't really associate me as being into this genre of movies. But I saw this movie and I thought it was delightful and like I loved it. I thought I had so much fun with it that now I want to go see the Broadway play if I can. But I want to bring up the movie Waitress. So because that movie just about so it's Carrie Russell, and she's this girl who's like a very talented pie maker in a little bakery in her small town, and she gets pregnant, but then she begins to have an affair with someone that's kind of like a better person that in the movie you really want her to be with, which is Nathan Fillion, because like I mean, who wouldn't want to be with Nathan Fillion, right, ladies? But and yeah, the movie's just really charming, really delightful. The music's great. Like I was even kind of just like playing a little bit of the score after I watched the movie, and like the movie that really surprised me that like I wasn't sure that if I was even gonna like it, but I watched it for some show that I was doing because this isn't a movie that I probably would have naturally gone to. I just watched it because I had to for another show. And then there's also some things like they have Andy Griffith coming in being like the owner guy, and he's a lot of fun in there too. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna nominate Waitress.
Richie, what do you say about Waitress?
It's gonna sound weird, and I don't really have any explanation for this, but for the longest time, I got Waitress for some reason, got it confused. I got Waitress and Secretary confused. I don't know why. Two very different movies. Two very. I don't know if like maybe because maybe Meg Gyllenhaal.
Some could say they're both about food and a slice of pie, if you know what I mean.
Okay. But I haven't seen Waitress. I've been wanting to. It did come up on lists that I was reading, So I have to understand.
But I will say that
imagining Richie when you learn there's a Broadway musical, were you like, what is it, like X-rated or kids not allowed into that show?
yeah.
Yeah, man. I would see a Broadway of Secretary. Oh my god, hell yeah. Get me that.
But speaking of the Broadway musical, that I have heard that during the musical they actually bake real pies during the musical, and you can smell it throughout the musical. So that's cool.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
But if you were to do top 12 movies,
in a fun and terrifying way. Yeah.
If you do top 12 movies about my sexual fantasies, bring me on. I'll put Secretary #1. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the only episode of Rankum Abe will do, Malcolm.
But anyway, well, I'm going to borrow that. Waitress is a really good movie, and it's one of those ones, especially when you read out more about the movie, to find that I want to say it was the director that was like murdered sort of before the movie even got released, and it just
that's right.
And it's just one of those ones that like really hits a different note with that. But I think the movie itself is just really good, and one of those ones that definitely works a lot. So it's an easy yes for me. But Matt, what do you say about Waitress?
Oh, damn. All right, thanks. Let me follow that one up. Yeah, this is one of those movies that I've heard of. I know there's the Broadway show. Obviously, I'm a big Nathan Fillion and Kerry Russell fan, but it's one of those that I've just never gone around to. Not that I'm saying from this genre, I'm a rom-com fan. Malcolm, you remember that Valentine's Day live show where it was just you and me doing our top 10 rom-coms? Yeah. I'm going to see Jerry Maguire on Tuesday in the theaters by myself because I'm a rom-com fan. But yeah, I just haven't seen this one.
Also, Brian said in the chat that there's actually apparently there's a pro shot version of the musical on HBO Max.
That's awesome, because that needs to be done more for more Broadway shows. Seriously. Yeah. I mean, wait until they're done with their like main run, but like I was in the city yesterday seeing a show, and Hamilton was in the theater next door. There's still people online, and that's on Disney Plus, so you won't lose your money.
Yeah.
Do it, Hollywood, goddammit. Basically, I want to be able to rewatch Back to the Future musicals when I'm trying to say Universal.
But unfortunately, that does mean Waitress isn't going to make the list. But Richie, we go to next. What is your next nomination?
I don't know if this will make the list either, but it's like it popped up a lot on like the people when they're in the criteria closet. I had to check it out recently, and I'll just say egg scene. Anyway, Tampopo is really sexy in a weird way. That's actually very good. It's actually a pretty damn good movie too. But fuck it, it is weird. It is deeply enjoyable. It's really well shot. I really enjoyed this movie. I actually watched it a couple of days ago. I can see what people are hyped about. It's not a movie that I would have gravitated towards had I not, that's why I watched the criteria. Like, oh, I didn't know this thing existed. Oh, cool. But yeah, I didn't realize how beloved this movie was, especially around like cinephiles and stuff. This is it's a wild ride, and I enjoyed it. And it's definitely food porn.
I'm sorry, JPO, who's been sort of begging on my door saying to watch it. I've not seen Tampopo.
That man flew all the way to New Zealand, and you couldn't bother to watch the movie, Malcolm?
Look, if JPO ever flies to New Zealand, I'd happily watch Tampopo.
Flies to New Zealand just to bang on your door and say, "Hey, watch this movie."
Yeah.
Bye. And then leaves.
Actually, Malcolm's on here at the moment. He actually flew to Florida.
Yeah.
But Matt, what do you say about Tampopo?
What? No, the second Richie said, "Oh, people picked this from their criteria," I'm like, what freaking movie from like 1903 Because that's what half of Criterion picks are. They're like, oh yes, this amazing movie is called Ching Chong and Zip Zip in Latin. And you're like, dude, can anybody pick like Die Hard or something? So I heard about this movie 5 seconds ago when Richie brought it up. So another abstain.
Go to YouTube. We go yolk scene, and
I don't. You keep mentioning this, and I'm already flagged enough by my FBI agent. I don't need to give him another reason.
Jordan, have you seen Tempo?
Or the egg scene? You can vote on just the egg scene.
Yeah, right. Well, let me think about the one. That is a no. I have not seen it, but I've heard of it, but looking at the cast list, like now that I know that it has Koji Yakusho from the movie Perfect Days in it, that really makes me want to watch it because Perfect Days is a near masterpiece to me, and he's great in it, and also Ken Watanabe. But I have not seen it, so I do want to check it out though.
After the stream, do it.
I'm gonna abstain.
Back to me. I'm going to a movie that I'm pretty sure most people have seen.
Okay.
But
let's hope. Fingers crossed.
Well,
we've seen it.
The movie that I thought, which he was talking about, when he was talking about passion for food, and I thought he was going to be bringing out the menu.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Because the whole movie about all these people that are sort of passionate for food going to this sort of very exclusive, like restaurant run by Ray Fiennes, who should have been nominated for an Oscar for as well. But that aside, and I think it's just this great movie which celebrates the love for food and all that, while also being really sadistic horror as well. But I think it's just one of those really great movies that really brings out the love of food, as well as like how far you would go just to get a simple cheeseburger as well. But Matt, what do you say about the menu?
The menu. Ray Fiennes, The English Patient, Harry Potter, Anya Taylor-Joy, I believe, right?
You haven't seen it, have you?
Split, Super Mario Bros. Films.
Oh no,
they were in a movie called The Menu that I have not seen.
Oh.
Do you want me to just go, Malcolm, and I can just? The three of you seem like you got this.
But Jordan, what do you say about the menu?
What I totally forgot this was an episode about food, so I got me some Uncrustables, the peanut butter and chocolate one here. So there you go. You
Jordan's like, I have an excuse to eat on camera, and I'm gonna take it.
So yeah, but the menu is awesome though. Like I love the menu. This is a movie I saw twice in theaters because I was like so surprised by how good it was. And yeah, I don't know why Ray Fiennes does not have an Oscar. Like to me, he
won for the English patient at the '97.
Did he win for the English Patient?
He beat Tom Cruise, so I remember.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's because the English Patient is boring, and I don't really watch it. So, but yeah, then he should win another Oscar because he was great in this, and yeah, just like the way they make food, like almost like a character in the movie, and that they make it like a horrifying like element in the movie as well, and because you don't know like what's going on with this like weird like I don't know like the like essence of whatever like type of food that they put here that could be poisoned or could be weird or like who knows, I don't know, but because you learn things as the movie goes on, and yeah, the movie's pretty crazy, but it does really make you want that cheeseburger at the end, so I'm gonna go with yes for this one.
And Richie,
Leo, I stand corrected. I fucked up. That's right, Jeffrey Rush.
Oh yeah, see.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that I thought he had never won.
Yeah, my bad.
Whatever.
You win some, you lose some. Again, I can leave. Leo, you want to hop in? You seem smarter than me.
But Richie, what do you say about the menu?
We have fact checkers in the chat.
So you put some respect on Australia's name, Jeffrey Rush, Australian treasure. I just love the fact. I love the fact also that Jordan's wearing a food like Rice Krispies T-shirt.
Yep. Had to do it.
Did you get that in the box?
No, someone gave it to me for like a Christmas present. But you missed though. I
I
have
was gonna say it's not all he has.
some corn pop socks here.
Oh my God.
Pops.
And
There you
Malcolm's
go.
got a KFC bucket, and
Yeah.
I got Star
Yeah.
Wars Coke bottles.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So
we were a little
we all
late
got
when we
food
showed off our
related
food
shit.
stuff. Yeah.
And I've got diabetes. No, I'm just kidding.
It's all
but-
food related.
No, the menu is great. I should have brought that up earlier. But yeah, the menu is fantastic. It's one of my favorite menus of 2022, I believe. It is fantastic. And that cheeseburger looks so fucking good. And I also like how John Leguizamo, and he's admitted this, he's basically doing a parody of Steven Seagal in the
And we know how
Yeah.
much he loved working with Steven Seagal on Executive Decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is our second John Leguizamo movie on the list. So there you go.
Oh, yeah.
That menu is going to make the list. But Matt, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
Between two to bring up, but I'm gonna try for this one. This is my out of the box pick. I'm just gonna see if it makes it or not. So I'm going with Do the Right Thing. Here's why I think it should count, because the pizza place is like central to that movie. One, it's where Mookie works. He's a pizza delivery guy. Also, the only reason why the Italian family is in the neighborhood is because they've owned that pizzeria for years. And literally the climax of the movie is like incited by the destruction of the pizzeria. Like the pizzeria is basically like the social hub of the entire movie, and it's the entire, like, not the entire reason the movie exists, but it's like hugely related around this pizzeria and the people who own it, the people who work for it, the people who patronize it. And yeah, so Do the Right Thing. The out of the box pick. See what I do.
Out of the pizza box.
But Jordan, what do you say about Do the Right Thing?
Well, Matt, you haven't been probably watching the last few times we've talked about Do the Right Thing on this channel, because I watched it for the first time, and I don't like that movie because nobody does the right thing. But I get that's the point where nobody's supposed to do the right thing. So I am due for a rewatch to try to appreciate that movie more and watch it from that perspective. But I was waiting for somebody to just do the right thing, and nobody would. So probably for me, I'm going to say no.
Richie, what do you say about Do the Right Thing?
I'll say no from this perspective. I just don't think it's not. There's others on the list that are more food related, and it doesn't need to. It just is. I get the argument, but it's just doesn't.
Richie, it's okay. I said it was my out of the box pick, so you're fine. I'll cry about it later to my therapist. But it's
I'm gonna do the right thing by me and say no.
Sure. At least someone's doing the right thing.
I do love Do the Right Thing. I do think it's good. But yeah, it's one of those ones, like, I do appreciate the your argument, and I do get your argument. But I do have a few others that are more food related as well. That are higher up. So I would have just given. I honestly would have given it a slight yes, but it's not going to make the list anyway.
What? Why at that point do you have to say like slight yes? Just say yes, Malcolm. Just make me feel better about myself. Just say yes. Why you gotta fuck me with the slight? I know I messed up with the Jeffrey Rush thing, okay? In my defense, I wasn't even born when those Oscars happened. I was born like 2 months later. So give me a break.
This is bullshit. You can't say Malcolm 40.
Malcolm's like 67. I know that, but Australian. But he's like he's an elf, so they don't age actually. He's taking the boat in a couple of weeks.
Anyway,
See, I've seen movies.
Yeah.
Jordan, what is your next nomination?
So, I'm gonna go with one of my most fun picks for this episode. I'm gonna go with I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're all dudes. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Good Burger because Good Burger rules, and the food is in the title. I mean, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Or who loves orange soda? I do. And yeah, just so much fun. And like for me, I even had fun with the sequel. The sequel is not better. The originals were better, but yeah, but I think this movie is awesome. It's fun, and for a lot of us, it can kind of take us back to our childhoods when you think about it. So yeah, I'll nominate Good Burger.
Richie, what do you say about Good Burger?
Yeah. I haven't watched it in a while, and I don't have the affinity for it. Some of the community do, but I need to. I reckon if I watched it again, I could get it. I definitely was a fan of like All That and Keenan and Kel back in the day, and I remember when those skits were born and out of there, and yeah, because I'm older than you, Matt. I am.
I was there 3,000 years ago.
I'm close to 40 every day. Oh my god. Anyway, I'll say yes. I think it's fun. We need fun on here. Oh, we got fun, but there is going to be more serious ones on here too. So let's go fun. Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think Good Burger is great. I was also back there many moons ago, and it's also one of those ones like, I remember hearing about the movie is like, as a kid, it's like, how are they going to drag this sort of like 5-minute sketch into a full-on movie? But they made it work. I just wish the sequel was just as good. I didn't expect.
They brought in the Evil Mondo Corporation, so they had a villain and a whole storyline revolving around it.
Yeah. So I'll give Good Burger a yes. Matt, what do you say about Good Burger?
Yeah, this is a really good movie, obviously, because I'm not 5. I did grow up with this movie on Nickelodeon. This is one of those movies they would show on like Saturday night because obviously they own it, so it costs them no money to just replay a lot. I like to remind people Abe Vigoda's in this movie. I'm like, that Godfather money, I guess, eventually ran out, didn't it there, Abe? Although I like to think that he just one day wandered onto set and nobody said anything because they're like, it's Abe Vigoda, guys. Also, just talking about Mondo Burger, for a really long time, when I was a kid, I thought that that was Christopher Master from Malcolm in the Middle, because they have like the exact same hair and kind of facial structure. So I thought that for the longest time, the older brother was the guy from Mondo Burger. It's not. 2 separate actors. I honestly didn't even bother with the sequel because I knew Abe Vigoda wasn't going to be in it. And also, I don't think Sinbad came back. And I went, well, what's the point if Sinbad's not doing it? But I do love the original.
He could have done it.
Although wasn't Orange Soda Keenan and Kel? I don't remember that being a Good Burger thing. I thought that was Keenan and Kel.
No, but he does talk about it in the movie still, because it's kind of like they're kind of.
I was
the
gonna
same
say I couldn't
characters,
remember, but also it was Nickelodeon in the '90s, so it wouldn't surprise me if they were like we got this one great joke that works, we should put it in everything.
Yeah, right. They just reuse the joke probably for the movie.
I mean, instead of Sinbad in the sequel, you had people like Rob Gronkowski, Kai Cenat, Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Wow.
All the Carmen Electra.
All the people that you know and love.
Oh, jeez. That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome that she came back.
Yeah. Along with cameos from like Mark Cuban, George Clinton, Al Roker. Abe
Vigoda's ghost. Still working the fryer.
Abe the Ghoster.
But with that, Good Burger
Someone needs to make that a meme now.
Yeah.
Good Burger is going to make the list.
Yeah.
Rich, on that note, we're going to go to you for your next nomination.
There's no waitress, but we got Good Burger.
I'm fucking
Yeah.
laughing about that more than I should, Richie.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to go for one that's fun as well, where food is the goal. There's not a lot of like food to the point, but the food is the journey, and that is Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. That movie is fun. You know, it's essentially like an ad for White Castle, but you know, and you know, I went to America since that movie came out. That White Castle's hard to find sometimes. Not gonna lie, but I did have White Castle. It was fun. But yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. Pretty much, you know, if we did stoner comedies, it'd be probably number one, or maybe probably rivals like maybe Pineapple Express or something. Or Half Baked, I like that movie as well. A lot of food in that movie too. Could probably make a case for it.
There is.
But
Harlan Williams feeding food to a horse in that one.
Yeah, killing it.
Yeah.
I really like the movie. It's great, obviously, dynamic chemistry between John Cho and Cal Penn, and I even like the side characters like Eddie K. Thomas, and I think it's just a lot of fun with the crazy night where everything goes wrong. They just want to do this one thing, and so I would I'll say yes. I'll say yes to my own thing.
I would hope you would. After all that, you're just like, you know what? No, it doesn't make the list.
This is probably the one I debated with a lot in my head because the primary plot of the movie is to deal with food, and it's them wanted to go and get White Castle and but it's also one of those ones on my head. It's like it's also not a big part of the movie as well, but I like the movie. I'll give this a yes. But Matt, what do you say about Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle?
Big part of the movie. The entire movie is literally just these two guys trying to get to a White Castle.
Yeah.
That's like saying the Lord of the Rings isn't about mountains, okay? It is, because the whole journey is just to a freaking mountain. And one could say Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, Lord of the Rings, pretty much the same journey. All about a ring. One about an onion ring, and another one about, a ring that you shouldn't eat. And that also reminded me of a movie that's on my list that I should add to my list now. But yeah, I love this movie, of course. We have not mentioned Neil Patrick Harris yet, who is the best part of this movie. And I love the fact he plays himself in the movie. And he's the guy who saves the day at the very end, if you know about that. This is one of those really stupid movies, but it does talk about the fast food industry. It does play on a joke that is great, where they see an ad for White Castle and they go to where the White Castle is, and there's a different fast food place there, and then it's hard for them to find because it's is a thing that happens. You'll have a fast food place, you'll know exactly where it is until the day you want it, and then there's a Taco Bell there, and you're like, well, fuck, where is this? Also, Richie, you probably didn't go to the East Coast, or at least New York, because those White Castles very synonymous with the boroughs. As a child growing up on Long Island, had me a many nights with a crave case, and a many even longer nights on my throne, if you know what I mean, if you've ever actually had a crave case. But it's all part of the experience. And then when you become an adult, crave case and a tall boy.
Well, I spent some nights on the throne just from the frozen ones, and I've never been to a White Castle. We don't have them here, but I've had the frozen ones.
But Jordan, what do you say about Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle?
Yeah, so I love this movie. I think that it's so much fun, and these guys are just high. They're hungry and they want to go eat, and they just have a crazy journey, and they run into crazy characters along the way, especially the Christopher Maloney being the freak show guy, which is awesome. Which I didn't realize that was even him till after the movie. And yeah, it's just really, really good. And yeah, Neil Patrick Harris. I mean, for being a gay man and like playing one of the like horniest like straight dudes, and like just like he wants to go get some poontang and eat fur burgers and all that.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, like he plays that so well, and it just and but even
Doogie
just like
Howser?
yeah, the like the comedy in general to me like is the best. Or when they like go, I can't remember what other they go to some other burger place and it's Anthony Anderson in there. That's
Yeah, it's
fun.
the first place they go. It's like a different like fast food place that
Yeah.
took over where the White Castle was.
Yep, yeah. So maybe someday I'll do my own Harold and Kumar and see if I can get to a White Castle, because I've never been to an actual location. But yeah. So I'll say yes.
I can promise you the destination is not worth the journey.
yeah.
Live your dream.
But funny enough, it reminds me of the How I Met Your Mother episode where Marshall was trying to find that burger he had, and then he goes to this place and like it's not the right burger. Just keep trying to find the burger. That
yeah,
yeah,
it's classic.
But if that How and Who May Go to White Castle was going to make the list, and it's on to me. Got a lot of like burgers and like hot food and that. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a different kind of food, and that's chocolate. And I'm going for really, and I'm going for one of my
Which
like,
Johnny
favorite,
Depp one are you gonna do about chocolate?
There's only one.
Well, no. I'm
not going
there's
for
also chocolate.
Yeah, I'm not going for either of the Johnny Depp ones. It took me a while to realize when you go with that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going for my favorite one because I know people don't like that version. I'm going to go for my other favorite one, which I watched a lot growing up, and that's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder. And yeah, I think it's and I think it's a fantastic movie. I think like Gene Wilder is great as Willy Wonka. And I think it's a really good sort of like a dream. Like it's any kid's dream to want to go on a chocolate factory tour just to see how the chocolate's being made. Because I remember when we used to have Cadbury's like where I live and that and like my auntie like got us and we did like a tour around Cadbury's and that. It was
Malcolm's
just,
like, "Where's the Oompa Loompas at?"
Yeah.
Where's
I was
the
a kid.
fountain?
I was a kid. I probably did say that. But yeah, but Willy Wonka was just fantastic. Just a lot of good music in this, and I think it's just a great movie in general. But Matt, what do you say about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Before I say anything, your favorite one, is it the Johnny Depp one or the Dune Kid one?
The Dune Kid one, the other.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
Yikes.
I haven't seen that one, so I can't judge you on that or not. But Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, this movie is just a childhood. I love this movie, and I mean childhood not just because I loved this movie growing up, and you know, when I was in third grade, we read the book, and then we watched the movie, and I watched the movie so many times growing up. But also, just I think this movie just like. So many great things of childhood, like those dreams. Like that's when you get a Hershey's bar or a Snickers or a Kit Kat or something, like you kind of dream that like all like chocolate factories or candy, store, they're all like Willy Wonka, and the reality is like, nah, it's a bunch of people making maybe minimum wage, just like sitting at a conveyor belt for like 15 hours a day. Like it's not whimsical and magical. But also that's the other thing I like about this movie, that at least the Tim Burton
Way to
version,
dash all our hopes and dreams, Matt. Way to do it.
Sorry, that's what I did there. But that even the Johnny Depp one, I don't feel like had, which is like, for as much as the whimsy and magic, there's like a darkness to the movie. like at the very beginning, you know, the Wonka factory's been closed off for so long, and there's this mystery of what is in there, and Slugworth is just like a terrifying person. But then it's fun, and I also love the story that was Gene Wilder's idea to come out on the cane and then do the flip, because he told the director, he's like, no, it's great, because then you don't know whether or not you can trust me or not if I'm lying. Yeah, and all the kids are Veruca Salt and Mike TV and all of them. It's just a fun movie, great music. So yeah, it gets a yes from me. And now I have to rethink what I'm nominating next. Thanks, Malcolm.
Jordan, what do you say about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Well, funny enough, I've actually worked in a chocolate factory before, and it is a bunch of people just sitting by a conveyor belt. I was one of those people, but I can't tell you how many times we sang the Oompa Loompa song there, or pretended we were like in that episode of I Love Lucy where they're like eating all the chocolate bars off the conveyor belt and all that. So that's fun. But the owner used to always get on my case because I would lean too far over it, and it's like, what's gonna like how many like skin or hair might come off your face or something. So they were picky about that, even though we had masks on and stuff. But he kept like yelling at me like scoot back, like you're leaning too far over. but it's fun. We got free chocolate, and it was organic chocolate is what it was. But anyway, this movie's great, and it's my number one on my list, and pretty popular and well known. So I'll just leave it at that and say yes.
And Richie, what do you say about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Excuse me while I eat. Calamari.
Yeah. You have to on this episode.
I believe I went to the same chocolate factory as you, Malcolm. I remember because I remember going to some chocolate factory when I was living in New Zealand for a bit as well, and went with a holiday program around that area. So that was fun. That was on my list, it's a lot of fun. Certainly my favorite one of the iterations. I'm probably one of the few that couldn't stand the Timothy Chalamet movie. That was shit. But yeah, I thought this one's great. And go chocolate.
But Willy Wonka is going to make the list. Matt, we go back to you for your next nomination.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with one that I don't know how it's gonna do, but this is a favorite of mine from when I was a kid. I remember seeing it in theaters and then watching it many times afterwards. Going with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. This is just a super fun movie about a scientist who designs a machine to make food, and it gets shot up in the sky, and then it just rains food. It's a fun movie. It's based off of a book. A kid's book that the story's not exactly the same, but who cares? The cast is fun. Bill Hader, Anna Faris, James Caan is in this. Neil Patrick Harris again. And Andy Samberg as well. Bruce Campbell is the mayor in this, and he's great because he starts the movie off at this like little guy. But then by the end of the movie, he's fucking huge because he just eats everything. And it's Bruce Campbell. So a vote against this movie is a vote against Bruce Campbell. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and he's for health concerns, guys. So
just keep that in mind.
Have that on your conscience. That guy's a treasure, and you say no. You're saying no. Anyway, move on.
Thank you for having my point, Richie.
But Jordan, what do you say about Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
This one actually has Al Roker in it too. Because you mentioned he was in whatever movie we were talking about.
Good Burger 2.
Yeah, Good Burger 2. But he's also in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs as the weatherman. But
what a stretch out.
Yeah. But I love Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. This movie is awesome. Like, this is one that I rewatch all the time. I think that it's so much fun, and like Bill Hader playing Flint Lockwood is great, and then you have Mr. T in it too. He's a lot of fun in it, and playing like Earl in the movie. But just a really cool, fun, unique story. I mean, it's based on a children's book, and I've read that book, and the movie's quite different, but it's still like in a fun way though. I mean, and it's still like great, and yeah, so it's gonna get a yes from me.
Richie, what do you say about Cloudy for Chance of Meatballs?
My dog just stole my last bit of calamari, and now she's a
Sad.
bitch, and I'm sad. I just walk away. No, I was going to show you on camera. Well, fine. Claudio Jones Meatballs is great. Yeah, I don't know that you are. I'm going to show you. You know what? Show you, fat. Yeah, where are you? There.
Call her out on camera.
Excuse me. Hello. Yeah. Yes, there you are. Excuse me. Yeah. What do you say about Claudio Jones Meatballs? Oh yeah, it's all right. I'd probably eat them too. Okay, cool.
Cool.
Yes. So yes.
It's been a while since I've seen Cloud of Chance of Meatballs, but I do really enjoy the movie, and I think Miss T is good in the movie before he gets replaced in the sequel by Terry Crews.
I know.
I never saw a sequel actually because of that. What's next? Creed 4 with Terry Crews playing Clubber
Don't
Lang?
spoil my
No.
next. Don't spoil my next nomination. I was going to nominate the sequel. Come on.
But with that, Cloud of Chance of Meatballs is going to be it's going to be a yes. Because I remember enjoying it a lot. I do need to give those movies.
I gotta be honest, I put that on my list, being like, oh man, I love this, but like, because that was a movie when I saw it, like none of my friends saw it and whatever, so I wasn't sure how that was gonna work. But hey,
Cloud of the Chance of Meatballs is going to make the list. And Jordan, we go to you for your next nomination.
All right. So you did say at the beginning of the episode, this is a show about food and drink too, so we can include drink, and I'm going to include drink because I want to nominate one that's kind of like a sort of a road trip of sorts, but also about a drink and about wine. I'm going to nominate Sideways because I think Sideways is great. I think Paul Giamatti is like so awesome that like rant when he gets pissed off at the like in some wine bar or something that like and just awesome and Thomas Hayden Church is hilarious when he sneaks out of the room and he can't get in, but he's naked and he's like trying to get in, but and then Sandra Oh, like she's pretty hilarious in it too. And yeah, it's just a fun, just like whether or not you drink wine, because I don't really, but like I still have fun seeing him, Paul Giamatti be like as snooty as possible about wine and then you have the kind of the opposite of Thomas Hayden Church, just like looking to get drunk and have fun, doesn't really care that much about what wine like it is and all the nuances and stuff, but it's fun, and they like kind of drive each other crazy, but kind of like near the end they kind of learn to get along, and it's fun. So yeah, I'm gonna nominate Sideways.
Richie, what do you say about Sideways?
Not the fucking Merlot.
Yeah.
I do like this movie a lot, and yeah, forgot that you put that kind of so there. You can talk about drink, and yeah, this movie is really fun. I like Alexander Payne as the director for the most part, and yeah, this was really fun. Great chemistry, and yeah, like so I would say yes.
Yeah, I don't ever. Funny enough, like I don't have a lot of movies about drink really high up, but this is probably the one that I do have because I think Sideways is fantastic. I think it's just a like entertaining movie. I think it's really a good movie about the like monitoring and everything that goes through when people go and do these sort of wine tastings and stuff. So I think it's great, and yeah, so it's the easiest for me. Matt, what do you say about Sideways?
I have been to a winery, and I've been to the movies, but I've never been to a movie about wineries.
Oh,
So I abstain.
But it's going to make
Once again, I said a while ago I could leave. You guys have this.
Fucking sit, boy.
it's going to Sideways is going to make the list.
So Matt has also never seen the movie Wine Country and other great wine movies that are out there, right?
Nah, but I saw that I Love Lucy episode where they make wine.
Ooh.
Um, but with that, Richie, what is the next movie you're going to bring up?
Yeah, I'll. There's a movie I think is still underrated to this day. I think it's really good and great performance. I'm going to go Bert with Bradley Cooper, and he's I think it's a really good movie about a guy who's chasing his third Michelin star, but yeah, he's has also has to sort of build his way back up because he kind of lost everything because he had had a bit of a drug problem, and it's got a cheeky good cast in it too. If we can bring that up, it's you've got Sienna Miller, Daniel Bruhl, and Masai. Lily James is the girl in it, the little girl in it. Emma Thompson, Uma Thurman. Yeah, there's Matthew Reese, Alicia Vikander. Oh yeah, all in this one movie, and it's really solid. Solid movie, but sort of and written by Stephen Knight. By the way, Stephen Knight in the latest episode of the Criterion Closet. There you go.
Ooh.
Check that out.
Nice.
We are not sponsored by Criterion Closet, but
should be.
Maybe we can be. Yeah.
It's just a really good movie about sort of trying to rediscovering kind of putting things back up from the ground up and rediscovering your passion, and it's dark, but it is good, and there's a lot of there is some food porn in it, which is good. I'm going to keep using the word food porn.
Sure.
That's our special word of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the longest time, I always confused Burnt and No Reservations because they're both about restaurants. But yeah, I have seen Burnt. I think it's a fantastic movie. I think it's Bradley Cooper is great in it, and so it's going to be a yes for me. Matt, what do you say about Burnt?
Burnt is on my list. I think it's good, not great. I don't know. There's one decision that Bradley Cooper makes that when it comes back later in the movie, I went, well, yeah, why'd you think that was gonna work out for you? But I get it. It's definitely, if we're talking about movies about food and cooking, it's definitely really good. And I think this one, more than a lot of our movies, kind of shows how cutthroat the chef world can be. Although ever since I saw this movie, I have wondered how would Bradley Cooper's character interact with Remy? I just want to see a discussion with those two.
So that was a yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sometimes I just drone on
Yes.
and don't really confirm.
But Jordan, what do you say about Burnt?
Burnt. It kind of falls in one of those where it's not quite in my top 12, but if somebody were to bring it up, I'll say yes, because the movie is still really good. And Bradley Cooper's a savage in this movie, just throwing out just crazy lines and just screaming and yelling and like cussing at everybody and just being ruthless and throwing shit around and just going crazy and I don't know if that's really how some restaurants are, but it's portrayed like that in some things, like that, or the bear and stuff like that. But I do know that it's very high pressure. I have a cousin who owns 4 restaurants now in Salt Lake City, so that they're really amazing restaurants. So I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I don't think you'll see like people go that far when it comes
Yeah.
to like team battles. Like, I think it's also one of those ones like if people aren't doing what you're telling them to, and then sometimes yeah,
I mean, I
Yeah.
supervise a restaurant, and people are stupid sometimes. So I probably
Yeah.
also should have said that up top. That yes, I work in a restaurant, so
Oh, there you go.
I have some connection to this. But
I
again,
mean-
these three could do this without me.
just watching Hell's Kitchen alone confirmed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Right.
I trained watching that show. They just
It's
go in there and
raw.
scream, Gordon, it's fucking raw.
Raw.
Where's the lamb sauce? They're like, Matt, we don't serve lamb. And I went, fuck you.
But that burnt is going to make the list, and it comes
Right.
back around to me. And I'm going to bring up a movie that I thought for sure someone was going to bring up a lot earlier on, and that's Rating. And yeah, I think Rating it's it's another like really good sort of comedic restaurant movie where it's like it's thing, and it's just one of those ones like, especially it's also people living out their fantasies of what they would do if customers complain about something, and just wanting to do all these unspeakable things to their replacement food, and
Yeah.
Because Malcolm, we just talk about it. I'm serious, we do.
Do you just talk about it, or I don't know? You work at KFC, don't you? I don't know what you do with the chicken.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the chicken.
What kind of things have you put in that deep fryer?
What kind of secret spices are actually in that?
Yeah, what are they, Malcolm? What are they?
I
Give us
don't
the
know.
recipe.
Do you have the spaceship?
I mean, they don't
Oh,
trust
from
the
Community.
employees on the packets they would use with the chicken. It's just got herbs and spices. It doesn't get specified what ones it is.
Since we're talking about
okay.
KFC, I appreciate the fact that the Twitter account follows all the Spice Girls and then like a couple of guys named Herb. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Also, after reading up about KFCs, I'm surprised they haven't done a movie about the origins of that. That's got a really
They
interesting
did
origin.
that like Lifetime like sex movie
Yeah,
with
with
Mario
Mario
Lopez as Colonel Sanders. I didn't put that on my list because I've never seen it, but
Uh-huh.
Damn, you just brought my next pick after this.
I love that that's not AI and that's actually a thing. That's
yeah, that was before
Matt, what do you say about Rating?
So fun story is this is one of those movies that I've never like seen in totality, but I've seen so many clips of, and I've been working at this restaurant. It's my family's restaurant since 2023. So like I relate to this. The character I relate to the most is, and I'm gonna butcher her name, but the mom from Ted, Elena, whatever. We all know who she is.
Lena
that
Ubach. I was
moment-
just talking about her in our
when
group chat the other day.
the moment when she like I don't even remember, it was too cold or salt or whatever, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry about that, and then she walks back in the kitchen, she's like, these fucking idiots, and it's like, I'm gonna be honest here, people, that's the truest. Okay, the spitting on the food, all that, we don't do that, at least where I work. We think about it because some people really suck, but the like smiley like, I'm so sorry, we'll get that taken care of. You know what? We're gonna take it off the bill too. And you walk back and you stupid fucks. Why don't you just fucking cook at home if you're gonna be like this? So I really should see this movie because I kind of lived this movie.
Jordan, what do you say about Rating?
Well, if we can't get one Dane Cook movie in that I brought up, then let's get another one in here. So, and yeah, Waiting is great. I think that it's so much fun, and yeah, just a little side note that I brought up Elena Ubach to say like she plays the old kind of like the old mom character from Ted, like the old like kind of stuffy mom character. Then she goes to this, like showing everyone her hairy privates in this, and then she also plays it on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like Frank's prostitute girl in that. So that's a crack addict. That's crazy, like we all know like the scenes where they spit in the food. They give it a little from under cheese from down by the taint. They do some garlic salt from the guy's head or whatever. Yeah. So don't mess with your waiters and waitresses. You don't know what could happen. Probably not that bad, but I mean you never know. But the cast is just a lot of fun. I mean, Justin Long, Ryan Reynolds. I mean, Luis Guzman, who I spotted. I didn't know that he was going to be a voice in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, but he is a voice. I won't say who, but and then John Francis Daly being like the young kid, like kind of like waitress from what's that
Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, Freaks and Geeks. Yeah, that's what I'm
also
thinking. Yeah,
the writer
that show. Yeah,
the Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland.
Oh yeah. So,
but he was
there you
great
go.
in Freaks and Geeks.
But then David Koechner, Andy Milonakis. I mean, like, it's a fun cast. So yeah, I'll say yes to Waiting.
And Richie, what do you say about racing?
I probably would have been in the I think the center and said no, just because there's like we're going to go to a few spots, and when you said I can't believe anyone hadn't brought this up, that's not one of the movie I thought you were going to say. There's definitely one that's a big omission so far, but I like the movie fine. I probably put it more into the workplace comedies like like Employee of the Month, but it fits. It does fit more, because it's a restaurant. But I would have said no, but I don't have any issue really.
Well, I mean, Matt hasn't seen it, so I'm pretty sure. But so it's not going to make the
So it
list.
doesn't make
Yeah.
Unless
Dane
you can
Cook just
vote
can't
yes based off of
catch a
TikTok
break.
clips, then I vote yes. But
Yeah.
I don't really think that that's fair.
Yeah.
What other Dane Cook movies can we nominate so we can finally catch a break here?
Mr. Brooks.
Man, you seem to really
Yeah.
know Dane Cook's like filmography
Yeah.
a lot more than me. I thought that
Mr.
guy
Brooks,
just did, Better
what's-
Luck Chuck, and that was
Good
it.
Luck
Good
Chuck,
Luck.
yeah.
Well, maybe Dane Cook movies might be on. Maybe Dane Cook movies will be on the next poll, and then Dane Cook movies will be sure to
Hey
make the
guys,
list.
remember this comedian from the early 2000s who hasn't done anything relevant in 10 years? Rank 'em!
Yeah, let's do it.
To be fair,
It was a joke. I'm sure Dane Cook did some Netflix thing or something that got him some praise. Remember, I watched like 5 things, and most of them star Ben Affleck, Harrison Ford, or Kurt Russell. Okay, it's just jokes. That's what I do here.
I mean, I was about to say I know it's a joke, but it's like we did do Rob Schneider movies when he hadn't really done anything relevant at the
Well,
time.
Rob Schneider is apparently going to join the military. If you paid attention to recent
Jeez.
Rob Schneider's busy bombing it right when
Rob Schneider he's a useless asshole.
I did find out that the cutoff to join the U.S. military though is 42, so he's probably too old.
Well, they put it up now.
Yeah.
But anyway, this isn't what's wrong with
Can happy
Rob
Netflix
Schneider?
top 12 list. What's wrong with Rob Schneider?
Yeah, top 4.
Number 1, the Sandler checks haven't cleared recently, have they?
But Matt, what is the next movie you're going to bring up?
I'm such a dick. Now I realize why I haven't been on in a long time, because every time I come on, Richie and Jordan came here to actually talk about these movies. I just came here once again to be an inconsiderate asshole, as I said at the top. The next movie I am bringing up is a movie that technically counts, and I forgot it did until I was talking about something else. That's Clerks 2. It counts.
Oh, true.
Because they're working at movies.
I didn't even think about
That
that.
they literally don't leave the movies. They're just at the movies, and the only ever location they're at the beginning and the end is the Quick Stop, which is a grocery store technically. So by all counts, it counts. Clerks 2 is great. You can argue where it ranks in Kevin Smith and where it ranks in the Clerks trilogy. I think it's a really great movie. It's fun. It's funny. It's heartwarming too. That scene in the jail when Randall talks about the fact that like Dante is his only friend and he's an asshole and I feel that. Jan and Silent Bob this is like one of their best outings. I mean that even Suppley when he comes in, it's like, are you guys gonna hold if you don't smoke? It's because we got the power of Christ on our hands. Is that a fucking Bible? Hey, the holy fucking Bible. Yeah, it's a lot of fun too, and it also gave all Star Wars fans the greatest argument against Lord of the Rings, because Malcolm, I'll remind you, there's only one return, and it ain't the king, it's of the Jedi. I made fun of Lord of the Rings so bad that I made some Hobbit nerd throw up.
But Jordan, what do you say about Clerks 2?
Well, I mean, yeah, it is fun to watch Randall act out Lord of the Rings, like that's a fun time, but and yeah, the movie's a lot of fun. It was one I didn't even think of, but I'm like, yeah, that that actually does count, because there's other movies where they go to like a restaurant, like I was thinking of like Coming to America or like things like that, but those maybe wouldn't count. But this one, yeah, they literally spend like almost the entirety of the movie at the restaurant. Sometimes they're on the roof, sometimes they're inside, sometimes it's like a weird donkey show, I don't know, but they're doing like all kinds of things at that restaurant. So and it's fun too, and yeah, it's very heartwarming. That I wish that Rosario Dawson was in more of these Kevin Smith movies, but she's great in this, and yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I'll say yes.
Richie, what do you say about Clerks 2?
Actually, they don't spend the entirety of the time at movies. Dante and Randall go karting because he gets bullied by Jason Lee's character.
Yeah, but in that scene, they talk about food. They talk about a pickle.
Yeah. Hey, pickle fucker! This tastes like piss and flies.
Yeah.
I love
taste racism.
I love Clerks 2 as much as it's one of my favorite movies. Again, I don't know if it's like about food necessarily. It's more just about it's about sort of growing up, except
around food.
Around food.
Come on, food porn. You're all about food porn. There's a guy nicknamed Pickle Fucker in this. How's that not food porn?
Yeah. Look, there's also a guy and says that a donkey.
And some people eat donkeys. So
they do if you look at the right websites. But you gotta
go to the black market for that, probably.
I'm gonna give it a slight no. There you go. That's your thing. And I'll leave it to Malcolm.
When did this slight stuff happen on Malcolm? When did this begin to be a thing?
I mean, it's
a slight against you, is what it is.
Yeah,
trying to slight you.
It's a slight against me. I see. I don't know why I went 1940s, but damn you, damn that man. That's me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This I also didn't think about this one too. I do love Clerks, so I think it's great. But just looking at
it's because I made fun of Lord of the Rings, isn't it? That's why the
two
of you are all against it. I fucking get it now.
But there's at least a couple of movies that I'm surprised hasn't come up yet that I think should be on here over it. So I'm going to give it a no.
Oh, that's unfair. Malcolm, that's every rankum ever when we get down to the last 2 or 3 picks. There's 500 movies we don't bring up. Oh, is that? We can just keep saying no. I'll keep that in mind the next time I'm on an episode in 5 months, maybe, if I'm welcome back. I'll keep that in mind, Malcolm.
No.
But
Watching you.
but
Richard,
Jordan,
you're fine.
Jordan, go back to you. What is your next nomination?
Yeah. Well, there's 4 or 5 movies I want to actually try to bring some attention to, but at this point, if we're being picky, you might
Jordan,
all say
just bring
no,
up Clerks.
yeah.
Not this more Clerks 3.
Yeah, right. But I want to bring up one that came out a few years ago and was really, really good. I was turned on to this movie because of Austin. He told me about it. I'm like, that sounds really interesting. I'm going to check that out. But it's a movie called Boiling Point. So, and I want to bring that up because Boiling Point's really unique. So it stars Stephen Graham in a very chaotic restaurant scene, but the entire movie shot in just one take. So you have just like one take that just kind of zooms around and pans around to all the different things that are going on in this restaurant. It's beautifully shot, and it's just really cool, and like you get to just see all the different like things that go on in a restaurant. You see people at the grill, you see people chopping stuff, you see people doing prep in the back for different things, and all the different things that goes on. That like, to me, like it kind of seems like the most realistic take on an actual like like fancy restaurant, and like the way that they like run it, and then you also get to find out some personal things that Stephen Graham's character is going on throughout the movie, but both in and out of the restaurant. But within the restaurant, like things are overbooked, and there's like things with like too many guests in one area of the restaurant. You got to move some people, and like tensions between the management and the crew, and they really like they do it in like more like of a realistic way that I kind of appreciate more. At least it seems more realistic. I mean, I have purposely tried to avoid working in the food industry because I don't like that for a job. That's just me personally, but it seems pretty realistic to me. So I'll nominate Boiling Point.
Richie, what do you say about Boiling Point?
One of the frustrating things about doing this show is people bring something up, and I'm like, oh, fuck, why didn't I think of that one? And,
yeah.
Boiling Point is a great movie. That movie rules. Like Stephen Graham is a great actor. You should look much more of his stuff. He's been great for a long time. I'm glad he's finally like starting to people are starting to get credit thanks to adolescence. But this movie is really, really realistic. It's just really really kind of it doesn't let off the hook. It's quite very fast paced, chaotic, like a restaurant would be, and John said, it's really quite. It does have that realism feel to it, and just with the one shot, and it is really good, and I'm glad you brought it up because I would have forgotten about it. So I would say yes.
I watched Boiling Point for the first time for this and I think it's fantastic. I just didn't bring it up because I wasn't sure if at least 2 people have seen it.
There you go.
But yeah, it's a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. It's one of those ones which is one of those more sort of realistic like food movies, whereas the whole movie is the running of the restaurant and just showing like how chaotic it can get and all that, and I think it's just fantastic. But Matt, what do you say about Boiling Point?
Malcolm, I find it offensive that you were so presumptuous to think that not everyone on this panel has seen Boiling Point. So presumptuous, in fact, that I am going to sit here right now with a nose up to you and say that I have not seen Boiling Point.
Then you're going to throw the curveball and say you have.
No, it's not Jordan. No.
Yeah.
Never. I'm only 17. I haven't had a lot of time to watch movies.
But they've actually done. I don't know how widely it is known. Yeah, but there's actually a sequel TV series to the movie as well.
Well, yes,
really?
I have seen. If you brought up the television show, I could have said that.
I haven't seen it.
But that we're left with one spot left. Richie, what are you going to bring up?
I have to bring out this one. This was like big omission. I feel like it has to be brought up. I thought this would be brought up early, but it wasn't. I'm going to bring up Julie and Julia. I think it's what Julia Childs, Meryl Streep was, sometimes she just delves straight into character and she becomes a character. This is no exception. She's great chemistry with Amy Adams, and it's a really sweet and great, and just a great film. And then it shows that just the, it shows Julia Childs from all sides, but it just shows, but most of all, it shows like the passion she has for creating and making food. So, and I think it's just a good biopic, and I feel like the one that at least has to be mentioned. So, Julie and Julia.
Surprisingly, it's not the one that I thought you were talking about. I do really love Julie and Julia. I do think it's a good movie. And it's one of those ones where it kind of is a biopic, but kind of isn't at the same time, as it's kind of it's the story of Julia Child, but it's also the story of how her recipes have influenced other people as well. I think it's good. There is a couple more I think should be here on this list, but I'm happy giving this a slight yes, because I'm not going to be angry if this makes the list. Matt,
only a slight yes.
What do you say about Julie and Julia?
So when I was making my list, this was one of the ones I thought of because it again, as you guys said, it's a great movie. I like the kind of parallel stories you get of Julia Child and then of Julia doing this blog, because this was the 2000s and YouTube wasn't the thing it was, or she'd be making a freaking podcast or YouTube channel about it. It was now. But I like the that's why I wouldn't. I've never really thought of it as a biopic, but I could say it has biopic elements to it. But it's a great movie. Obviously, Meryl Streep and Julia Child are they're both great in it, and I love that ending with the butter. She puts it when she goes to see the wax statue. So I'm going to give Julie and Julia a trivial yes.
All right.
Jordan, what do you say?
Mr. Slight.
I think that for me, I do appreciate the movie for what it is. It's just not one of my top food movies. It's just not really like my style. I get a little bored watching it, to be honest. And there's a few other ones I would have on the list, but I think it's obviously going to make the list, and that's all right. So yeah. But I would have said no, probably.
But with that, Julie and Julia is still going to make the list. That closes off the list for this week's episode of Rankin. But time to go into some honorable mentions here. One that I wanted to bring up, but I wasn't sure on how people go. Princess and the Frog primarily is about Tiana wanting to do it.
But there's too much surrounding it. That's why I didn't.
But and one of the ones I thought for sure was going to be brought up at one point. The movie Pig.
That's what I thought.
He's about a trouble hunter and that, and then the other one is I did say you could bring up documentaries if you want. Super Size Me. Yeah.
I don't bring up that documentary because it's BS. I was an alcoholic and was drinking the entire time I was doing that. So it's not accurate, guys.
Well, it turned out
that came out. That's not accurate data when he was going home pounding cases of beer.
But it did lead to McDonald's getting rid of the Super Size Me size.
Yeah. So. Thanks, Obama.
And then a couple of other ones that's there's a movie called Big Night, which I think is pretty good, with Minnie Driver and Stanley Tucci that in it. but I didn't bring it up because I just didn't think it's that one of people have seen it. And then look, it's a goodie pleasure for me. I was almost going to bring up next Sausage Party. I think is a fun movie about a grocery store.
Yeah. It is one about a grocery store.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's about food. Some would say that's the only movie truly about.
And they had a series, a Sausage Party, the series.
Really?
Yeah.
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 Uh-huh.
Foodtopia or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, kind of weird. Huh.
But Matt, did you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I had a few. One of my favorite Disney Channel movies growing up was Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. Love that movie. I had two that were kind of about beer, but also I had Smoking the Bandit, because again, the entire movie is based around stealing and, well, they end up stealing it, but it wasn't about stealing, but like getting beer and transporting it. Then the other one was The World's End, which is about drinking, but then there's like aliens and fighting, and so I was like, I know that there's the whole concept of the more you drink, the better fighter you are. But again, I just felt like that's why I didn't bring it up, because once I did do the right thing, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leave my ones that may or may not count off the list.
But Danny McBride makes a killer breakfast for everyone in that movie. That's great.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm talking about the
World's
part of the
End.
Cornetto.
Not this is the end. Okay.
The World's End.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, Simon Pegg, Nick Frost.
Because this is the end. That does have food in it.
Well, it's more about drinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
But John, did you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, so I had some that were kind of unconventional ones that I wanted to bring up. I want to bring up the movie A Bug's Life, because if you think about that movie, the entire crux of the movie is about ants being enslaved to bring the grasshoppers food so they can stock up for the winter, and it is food right there. That's the whole thing. So that's like the core of the movie. So, and then I would have brought up the movie Snack Shack, because I think that one's very underrated, where the two friends open up a snack shack for the summer at their local pool. And then I have one called The Platform too. That's about a big platform of food. That's kind of like a horror movie of sorts, where everyone's given a lottery number, and the lottery number determines how high up in this tower, this like prison tower, you're going to be. If you're at the top, you have access to all the best food, and then the platform slowly moves down and down and down till the people at the bottom are literally starving because the people have eaten all the food. So they got that, and then. I really like Nona's, so the one with Vince Vaughn. I thought that was pretty notable, and those are really like the main one. I mean, I'll throw a bone to Fried Green Tomatoes. I mean, that one's pretty solid. So yeah.
I'm mad at myself. I didn't put Nona's on my list, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know how I forgot about that, considering last week we were talking about Vince Vaughn movies, which was brought up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
But Richie, what are some honorable mentions that you had?
Yeah, three that I brought up. That 100-Foot Journey, Gone with Helen Mirren, and it's just like there's like a competing, it's like Indian restaurant across the road, and then sort of they kind of compete customs. There's a British movie that came out around the time cinemas reopened up here from COVID called Love Sarah, which is like a movie about a bakery. It's actually quite sweet. I'll check it out. And if you're talking drinks, Beer Fest. Beer Fest is a good movie.
Yeah, that one is good.
Yeah, so those are three I sort of bring up.
And then some we've got in the chat. Larry brought up Mystic Pizza, Chocolat, a movie called Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, like Water for Chocolate, Soul Food, and No Reservations, which I mentioned in passing. But with that, it's time to sort of rank what we have on here. Just to recap what we've got the founder, we've got chef, we've got Ratatouille, we've got the menu, we've got Good Burger, we've got Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory, Cloud with the Chance of Meatballs, Sideways, Burnt, Boiling Point, and Julie and Julia.
Right.
We've got a really eclectic menu of of 12 good food movies.
Yeah.
Look, someone had to make that joke eventually.
Yeah.
When the Anthony Bourdain movie comes out, he's going to do a redux of this list.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how long is. I try not to do a redux too soon. But I also only ever do a redux if it's like one of those ones where you can guarantee there's going to be a lot of different things. But this is top where we can sort of guarantee there'll be.
Well, we've been doing it. Tournament fights for nearly 5 years, and we're just now thinking about starting reduxes, maybe. So, yeah, it's been 5 years.
But Matt, what do you have at number 12?
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
Jordan, what do you have at 12?
I have Julia and Julia.
Richie, what do you have at 12?
Harold and Kumar.
I've also got Harold and Kumar.
Oh, you guys are killing me! Come on.
It's just not as about movies yet. It's not like
Also, I gotta go based off of the movies that I've seen.
Yeah.
So.
Fair enough. The first one is about food, not the other two.
Yeah, I mean it's rather like it's. I mean, it's a good movie, but the other movies we've got on this list are more about food than that, if that makes sense.
Sure.
But Jordan, what do you have at 11?
I have still Julia and Julia.
Richie.
Cloudy the Chance of Meatballs.
I went Good Burger. Matt.
I also went Good Burger.
You guys are destroying my childhood.
Malcolm, this is rare for us. We have to keep changing our boards after the first two. What's going on here?
But Richie, what do you have for 10?
I'll stick with Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs.
I went Julie and Julia. Matt.
I went Burnt.
And Jordan.
I'm gonna stick with Julia and Julia.
Fun fact: there's actually a movie in the 70s called Julia, which Meryl Streep also was in.
Oh, geez.
Which wasn't about
Yeah.
Julia Child.
Oh.
Was it Meryl Streep the cause of Scott Mans calling that bitch? Or am I misremembering that?
No, that's Cameron Diaz.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, he was on movie fights recently, but he did kind of terrible on it though.
I like small Scott Mans, but I can only handle him in small doses. He's too energetic.
Yeah, yeah, right.
But at number 9, I've got Ratatouille. Matt, what do you have at 9?
I think I burnt. What the? You just
Jordan.
get passion and love and your.
I also have burnt. So
Richie.
I have Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs. Yeah.
But Burnt is going to be at 9.
burnt.
And it's not that I hate Ratatouille, it's just that I just like the other ones more.
Yeah. That's what they all say, Malcolm.
But moving on to number 8, Matt, what do you have at 8?
I didn't get a chance to write it down. Boiling Point.
Jordan.
I also have boiling point.
Richie.
Cloudy the Chance of Meatballs.
Ratatouille, but Boiling Point is going to be at 8.
Dang, this is good. Okay.
Then this is a rare one in a while. We haven't had to go to a chat to break up ties too.
Yeah.
But Richie, what do you have at 4-7?
Cloudy of the chance of meatballs.
Ratatouille, Matt.
I'm kind of messed up on what's left. I'm sorry.
We've got the founder, chef, Ratatouille, the menu, Cloud for Chance of Meatballs, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and Sideways.
It's Sideways.
And Jordan.
I have Ratatouille. Yeah. But still a good solid, what, 9? Is that 9?
7.
Oh, 7. Okay, 7. See, it's even better.
What has this world come to?
Fudge.
But Jordan, what do you have for 6?
I have chef.
Richie.
Watch the one time I change it, you're gonna fucking put Cloudy of the chance. I will say Sideways.
I've got chef, Matt.
Ooh.
Sideways.
I jinxed us earlier. Chat, chef or Sideways. The first comment I see. Got at least 3 pair of the people in the chat. One of which I know is Leo.
Yep.
Brian's probably in
Come
there
on,
as
Leo.
well.
You're the right thing. Oh, you did the wrong thing.
I did do the right thing, didn't I?
Nah, you did do the right thing, especially since Ratatouille is at 7. We should. Wait. Yeah, we need to have the other really passionate movie about food at least be in the top 5.
It's still in the top 5. It's fine.
But that we've got the founder, chef, the menu, really welcome to the Chocolate Factory, and Cloud the Chance of Meatballs left. Richie, what do you have for number 5?
Come on, Cloudy of the chance of meatballs. Come on.
Chef, Matt.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
And let's go back to the chat. Chef.
So chef or Cloud for Chance of Meatballs at 5.
I just can't, and I know I brought up the movie, but I can't believe we live in the world where Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is a higher ranking on this list than Ratatouille.
I like it better.
And it's going to be Clouded for Chance of Meatballs at 5.
Yeah,
There we go.
I can move on. Yeah.
So just remind me,
Yep.
the founder, chef, menu,
and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't have to write that long title with Cloudy with a Chance. So.
I still have to.
Yeah, yeah, you do.
I almost wrote Cloud for Chocolate Factory at one point.
Cloudy with a chocolate. That's good.
Just be like you didn't write Sunny with a Chance, that Disney Channel show.
But for number 4, I'm sticking with chef. Matt.
The menu.
Jordan.
Chef.
Richie.
I would have said the founder.
But chef is going to be at 4.
Okay.
Matt, what do you have for number 3?
The menu.
Jordan.
I have the founder.
Richie.
The founder.
Well, it looks like we're going to go to the tie break because I've also got the menu. But going to the chat, the menu or the founder at
Who makes the better burger? Which movie? Oh, are you kidding me? I see it.
Leo, but it's going to be the menu.
Oh, we read our number one. Huh?
Yep, we're going straight to number one, and it's between the founder and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. All right, Jordan, what do you have at number one?
I have Willy Wonka. You know the rest.
Richie, what do you have at number one?
Willy Wonka.
I've got the founder. I just added a lot of dots to make it look like I was writing a really long title.
Oh yeah.
And Matt, what do you have for number one?
I have the founder.
So we're going to go to a tie for number one. Leo, Willy Wonka or the founder at number one?
Willy Founder.
Willy the founder.
And it's going to be Willy Wonka.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll be honest. I didn't expect the founder to be as high as it was.
It was number 2 on my list.
Yeah.
Brad 2 was number 1, but
I think it was number 3 on my list. Something like no, it was a lot lower. Never mind. It was like 7 on my list. Sorry.
The founder was number 1 on my list.
Yeah.
But for that, it's time to recap the list. At number 12, we've got Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. At 11, we've got Good Burger. At 10, we've got Julie and Julia. At 9, we've got Burnt. At 8, we've got Boiling Point. At 7, we've got Ratatouille. At 6, we've got Sideways. At 5, we've got Cloud of a Chance of Meatballs. At 4, we've got Chef. At 3, we've got The Menu. At 2, we've got The Founder. And number 1 is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
There we go. Hey.
It's a pretty good list. But that next week's topic, we're going to be celebrating WrestleMania by talking about wrestlers' cameos and TV shows. JPO got his wish because he's been promoting the poll on everything he's been on. But
is that technically legal, Malcolm, to do that?
No, if someone wants to promote a poll because they want something to win a
tip
topic,
the scales in your favor however you can.
On all the on like 4 different accounts or whatever.
I mean, it's one of those ones like it was a full-on like it was all wrestling topics. Like I just thought for sure we don't have that, but the other ones would have won. But it's like it's also I also get JBO's point as well. I was like I know JBO's not a fan of ranking.
Let you guys all do those wrestling things. I wouldn't be on it anyway.
Well,
it's all good.
Well, I mean, yeah. Funny enough, this might be the one that might be slightly up here because it's about wrestlers' cameos on TV shows. So
true, yeah.
It's not really about wrestling. It's just about the personalities who wrestle.
That I could have done, but yeah.
But yeah, that'll be the next topic. It may or may not be next week because I've got a lot of stuff happening next week. I'm definitely not doing an episode next Sunday because that WrestleMania is on that Sunday. So I might just take the whole week off and it'll be the Sunday after. But that will be decided. But because we've got later series on.
Don't worry, Abe and I will take over Rankum next week. Just the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Richie's erotic fantasies. But Matt, where can people find you online?
If anything, it should be Richie's slightly erotic fantasies.
Slight. That one's a slight fantasy.
You guys, as always, can find me, again, being a sarcastic asshole, at Kearns_Matthew on Twitter, MattMovies611 on YouTube, and right here as the host of Second Look. That show still kind of exists, possibly. The Fandom Podcast, that show doesn't exist, but I'll still promote it. and the co-host of Simple Tricks and Nonsense. The next episode will be the 50th episode of the show. And we will have a lot of special guests, we'll have a lot of special things, and maybe, who knows, a special announcement. You have to tune in to find out. And don't worry, we know nobody tunes in. It's fine, we don't care.
Just watch on the replay.
Well, you can't really for every episode.
Yeah, right.
But Jordan, we can move on you online.
Well, I once had a podcast that really no longer exists anymore because I ran out of time, because time is a thing. That's called I've Got Questions About That. I recorded 2 episodes and only posted 1. So so yeah, but maybe someday we'll get back to that. But yeah, I'll just do just a couple of quick ones. Is we're getting back in the Seen and Heard movie trivia. So we're going to be doing an episode of movie trivia this Tuesday. So just good old regular movie trivia. If you've seen the show before, then you know what it's all about. But if you haven't, go back and check it out. We did an episode of TV trivia for the first time, and it was a lot of fun. We did it last week, so go check that out. And then let's see. On Friday, we'll be doing our versus match for Luke and Owen Wilson brothers match, all of their movies against each other. So we got that. Just before we move into our ladder series of 1983 and 1982, all the movies from those 2 years in like a 3-part series. And also throw out that my birthday is at the end of this month, and I'll be doing my top 64 TV shows at the end of this month. So yeah, but it's about time that I've gotten to that. So I wanted to do it for a while. So yeah, it'll be on the 28th. So.
Richie, we can be upon you online.
Yeah, you can catch me every other Thursday on Wheel of Movies with Austin Piss Out on the Movie Hero Network. The last episode we did was Back to the Future 3, where we told Brian we weren't going to do a tribute episode to James Tolkien, and then it just popped up. Well, shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
it's the universe, the karma of the universe.
Yeah. So it is, and so check that out. Lonely Marks Rest podcast that is also on Thursdays, directly after. It's going to be a packed show next Thursday. Talking, previewing WrestleMania, running down Dynasty, which is happening right now as we speak, but I will watch it later. AEW Dynasty, and then talking about all the news comes out of that, and then so packed weekend for that. And then I think I got a team trivia match on the JPO's channel coming. I think on Friday my time as well, and so me and Steve Mesa versus Eric Moreno and Jacob Cameron. Check that out, it should be fun. And but it's pretty. I'll also be on the movie trivia, the movie Seen and Heard. So check that
Nice.
And you can find me on Tape Productions hosting Rankum every week, except maybe not next week because for reasons. But you can find but we'll be back the week after with top 12 wrestling cameos on TV shows. You can also find me popping up on my personal usual channel, Malcolm's Movie Media, hosting Spear from the Past each week. The next episode of that will be about No Way Out 2007. And you can find me popping up here and there on the Movie Hero Network. I was just on Friday night, Saturday night my time.
It's hard to keep track of.
Yeah.
Doing a birthday episode of tag teams that don't for the most part don't exist. There was some that snuck in because of how the randomizer did, and people just voted on which one they would see want to see more. And there was a lot of fun.
Fuck yeah, maximum security.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrestling.
But also,
I get it.
happy birthday weekend to Malcolm. His birthday was yesterday, so there we go.
Yeah.
He survived another year.
But there's the end of ranking for this week. We'll see you next time.
Certainty of death, small chance of success.